Commissioner Stone Cold Steve Austin says we're kicking off tonight with a Women's Championship match. And it's probably one of the biggest in this company's history. About to make her way to the ring. Debut match. It is third generation wrestler Natalya Neidhart. And tonight she gets the opportunity that she asked for. And Charlotte looking surprisingly confident. Charlotte set to defend the title against Natalya. What the hell is this? Charlotte has a title defense schedule, but a kick to the head. And I know that look from anywhere. That's 5 feet of fury. That's Alexa Bliss. Another figure 4 by Charlotte. She's going to try and bridge into the figure 8. Or no. Natalya's helpless. Bliss. Twisted Bliss. What the hell's Alexa Bliss doing here? And I was under the impression that tonight on Metal, we were going to see Charlotte in her first championship defense. Natalya in her first championship match. And what the hell is Alexa Bliss doing here? But why is she siding with Charlotte? We saw at Unchained the devastation that Charlotte caused to the knee of Trish Stratus. And now we've seen the devastation that she's caused to Natalya. We heard about multiple women being contacted to sign with No Limits Wrestling. And there's another one. Bliss is here in No Limits Wrestling. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Metal. And quite frankly, I'm speechless. And we've already seen in the past week how many wrestlers have debuted in this company, how many have made an impact, but I think just then, that was one of the most shocking. I did not expect Alexa Bliss to come out, attack Natalya, and side with Charlotte apparently. What the hell's going on in that women's division? Anyway, on a night where we will see for the first time since his Intercontinental Championship victory in the ladder match at Unchained, Seth Rollins is here, and he is here to address the No Limits Wrestling audience. That is later, but right now, we are talking about the King of the Ring tournament. Let us take a look now at the brackets for the King of the Ring tournament, and we can see that already through to the quarterfinals is Neville, Bray Wyatt, Kevin Owens, Undertaker, and Big E Langston. And we've already seen Neville's going to face Bray Wyatt in the quarterfinals, and Undertaker is set for a huge rematch with Big E. That will take place on our next episode, and I cannot wait for that. But we have to find out who is going through to the quarterfinals, and there are 2 more taking place here tonight. We're going to have 2 first round matches. It's going to be Daniel Bryan and The Miz and Drew Galloway against JBL here tonight. Let's take you now to the closing moments of those 2 matches here on Metal. You can see Daniel Bryan in trouble in the corner, but Miz misses the corner clothesline. And now Daniel Bryan has a hip hold and a German suplex by Bryan. And we know who that was directed to. The man he challenged, Kurt Angle. And of course he takes the direct influence from the Olympic gold medalist. However, right now looks for a kick, but Miz pushes him down, going for a figure 4, maybe no. Kicked away, but Miz scoots under the legs, going for the skull crushing finale, but Bryan turns it over. And Daniel Bryan turns it into a label lock. Maria urging Miz to get to the ropes, but the Miz is in the centre of the ring. Bryan has it wrenched in, and the label lock is enough for the Miz to tap out. Daniel Bryan advances in the King of the Ring tournament, and not only that, he sends a major message the way of the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, who has not yet accepted the challenge that Daniel Bryan laid to him at Unchained. Daniel Bryan, who kicked in the skull of Kurt Angle this past week, is still waiting. And now JBL pushing away Drew Galloway. But there's a tilt-a-whirl by Galloway, and JBL, the commissioner's lawyer, certainly in trouble at the moment. May want to stick to being a lawyer than being a wrestler at the minute. Oh, and I say that too soon. What a big boot by JBL. And Layfield seemed as though he just bullied his way into this tournament. And now he's taking his frustration out on Galloway. Goes to the clothesline from Mel. Oh, and there's the Claymore. Claymore from Galloway. That single leg drop kick. And Galloway advances. Galloway is going through to the quarterfinals. Well, JBL, it wasn't his time tonight. Of course, Galloway trying to get momentum back after losing in the Elimination Chamber. And he's one step closer to becoming King of the Ring. So there you have it, Daniel Bryan and Drew Galloway, two more advancing to the quarterfinals, and the final first round matchup between Jeff Hardy and Kane will take place on the next episode, as well as the quarterfinals starting on next episode. And while this entire tournament's going on, there's chaos going on elsewhere. This past week, would you believe it, Roman Reigns turns up. Now, let's be honest, he's not the most popular wrestler in the world, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not too big of a fan of his. But even I have to admit, what he did last week was hella impressive. Taking care of the Nasty Boys and Sabu single-handedly, seemingly just for fun. And that's the weird part. We don't know what Roman Reigns' motives are. Why did he attack Sabu and the Nasties? Was this targeted, or was this just a random assault? Nevertheless, moments before that took place, the Nasty Boys came out and challenged Sabu to a hardcore title match, which obviously didn't get off to a start. But even after being speared mid-air by Roman Reigns, Sabu wasn't going to let sore ribs hinder him and stop him from defending his championship here on Metal in a hardcore title match against the Nasty Boys. And Brian Knobbs is trying to get Jerry Sags to communicate with him. Sabu on the top. Sags throws Sabu. Oh my god! Sabu was thrown by Sags to Brian Knobbs, and then that power slam on that metal trash can. And Knobbs has Sabu in position for Sags to hit a chair shot. No! He's his own tag team partner, and there's a drop kick to the other Nasty. And not only that, drop kick in the chair in the face. And now Brian Knobbs on that table that the Nasty Boys set up earlier. And you want to call this a triple threat match, it's more like a handicap match at the moment. Sabu though, using the chair as a springboard, and Sabu with a plancha over the top. Both Nasty Boys are down, and they thought that the worst part of their week was going to be beating up by Roman Reigns. No, you've got Sabu to deal with. And the Nasty Boys thought they were going to double team Sabu and take the Hardcore Championship, but Sabu proving what he is: homicidal, suicidal and genocidal. Sabu through the table, and Sabu retains his Hardcore Championship against the Nasty Boys. It was touted as a triple threat, it turned into a handicap, but it doesn't matter for Sabu. The odds could be 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Sabu doesn't care, he will kick ass and take names. That is why he's the Hardcore Champion. He just puts them through the table and continues his impressive reign.
Last week, on this bloody programme, I got me arse handed to me by Wade Barrett. Sunshine, I've been in more alley brawls than you've had hot dinners, mate. When I get my hands around your scrawny little neck, I am going to get my revenge. You see, last week, I underestimated you, but William Regal doesn't make the same mistake twice. I'm here, on the streets of Blackpool, where I grew up. This is my home. I know you're here, on the same tour I am. So Wade, if you've got any guts, you'll come back for seconds, and I promise you, Sunshine, it won't be the same result. If you've got any pride, you'll face me again. I'll be waiting. An environment of no limits will ultimately lead to rebellion, a common force which is united as one. There are many tests you must go through to reach the promised land. The lawful authority have no control whatsoever on these wrestlers. Resistance, mutiny, insurgents. NLW presents Insurgents live on pay-per-view. Why did I leave retirement again? Why did I step back into a wrestling ring and target Dean Ambrose? I heard people online, I heard people in the streets compare me to Dean Ambrose, and I nearly threw up on the street. Dean Ambrose doesn't hold a candle to Terry Funk. I watched him from afar throughout his career, and he does his thing. But every time someone uses the name Terry Funk and Dean Ambrose in the same sentence, I lose my shit. I scarred my body so that people would remember me in 20 years, but do I get a mention today? Do I get mentioned at all in modern wrestling? No. People talk about Dean Ambrose and how he's the modern day Terry Funk, the modern day Psycho, the modern day hardcore icon. I call it bullshit. It's bullshit! The only man that comes close to being Terry Funk is the man standing next to me. That is Jimmy Havoc. From the streets of England, this man has put himself through more hell than Dean Ambrose has in his entire career. I know that many of you may have only just heard of Jimmy Havoc. Well, let me set the stage for you. This man has been called certifiably insane by a number of promoters who want nothing to do with him. And now he is here. Now he is in No Limits Wrestling. No Limits Wrestling. Do you know what this man's gonna do? He is gonna tear Dean Ambrose apart, and he is going to rip him limb from limb. And Dean Ambrose runs around with his wacky antics. Oh yes, he likes to think himself as a hardcore. Well, Dean Ambrose is no Terry Funk, and Dean Ambrose is no Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc is a monster among men. Dean Ambrose likes to wrestle for fun. What Jimmy Havoc calls fun is illegal in all 50 states. He doesn't just wrestle you, he will slaughter you. I've been around the wrestling business for decades, and Dean Ambrose, you will feel the pain that I felt throughout my career, and I'm sick of the comparisons. I'm sick of the talk. I have brought my own personal demon to destroy Dean Ambrose so he can feel the pain that I've endured throughout my career, and then maybe, just maybe, people will forget about you and remember Jimmy Havoc the way I should be remembered, damn it. I made wrestling what it is today, and we're gonna take you out of it. Tick tock, Ambrose, your days are numbered.
I've seen Terry Funk a little bit off the wall at times, but nothing ever to this extent before. Bringing in Jimmy Havoc, unleashing him upon Dean Ambrose, making him a target for his personal mayhem, and the multiple decades that Terry Funk has spent in the wrestling business, and then applying that to Jimmy Havoc, who is already a sociopath in himself. That is a dangerous combination, and it won't be long before Jimmy Havoc and Terry Funk start targeting others the way they've done Dean Ambrose. Nevertheless, let's move on to another wrestler who has just debuted in No Limits Wrestling, that man being Tyson Kidd. We've been hearing the facts, what his accomplishments have been, but now he's in NLW, he has to prove himself, and he did so in an impressive showing against Scotty 2 Hotty. A couple of springboard maneuvers, including a springboard blockbuster, and then the infamous sharpshooter he used to pick up the submission victory in his debut match. From now, Tyson Kidd has backed up all the facts he spouted, and it's just up and up from here. And somebody else who debuted several weeks ago was John Morrison. John Morrison debuted in a match against Daniel Bryan, which was thought to have been a number one contenders match for the X Division Championship at the time, and now still held by Adam Cole. But it was Adam Cole who caused the no contest between Daniel Bryan and John Morrison. And then of course the week after, John Morrison kicked Adam Cole in the face for revenge, but was banned from ringside during the title match a couple weeks ago between Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. And this past week, Adam Cole came to the ring, started to taunt John Morrison, believing he wasn't in the building, but he was, and he sent him into the ring to get tombstoned by The Undertaker. John Morrison, in many people's minds, deserves an X Division Championship match after being screwed out of one by Adam Cole weeks back. And tonight the matchup was made an X Division Championship match between Adam Cole and John Morrison, but as you're about to see, a theme ongoing throughout tonight is the champions just don't want to seem to defend their championships. I know we were meant to have a championship match here tonight, John Morrison, but there's a little bit of an issue. It's just arisen in the past couple of weeks, and in fact it was amplified the last episode. I've been suffering a couple of nagging neck injuries. Oh yeah, and when you pushed me back into the ring, costing me my King of the Ring match, you threw me to The Undertaker, who in turn gave me a tombstone right on my bad neck, amplifying it to the point where the doctors have not cleared me. Well, I say that they have cleared me, but as the champion, as you know, I have right of refusal, and my neck,
I don't feel it's 100%, and I'm not going to risk wrestling you tonight. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. Maybe you'll get a championship match down the line. Who knows? God knows you don't deserve it. But Adam Cole ain't putting the title on tonight, so I apologize.
Injured neck, give me a break. Adam Cole clearly doesn't want to face Morrison, and Morrison asking the referee, this is legit, and oh my god, what a kick. Well, I guess that answers any questions we had about the health of Adam Cole. Give me a break. Talks about a sore neck. Clearly he's made a miraculous recovery, or he was faking it the whole time. A super kick to the face of John Morrison.
You know, there's been a lot of rumours circulating around that several top women have been contacted to come here and wrestle in No Limits Wrestling. Well, let me give you an update. There's only one woman that matters, and that's Alexa Bliss. And on top of that, who the hell cares if Natalya is coming in? Nobody. And she expected to walk in and get a championship match against the Queen? Give me a break. While she's coasting off of her family's legacy, I'm here, working my way up from the bottom to the very top, and one night in, I make an impact. You are looking at 5 Feet of Fury, and I'll tell you what I'm interested in. Getting to the top as quickly as possible. And you know how I do that? Aligning myself with the Queen, the champion. While Natalya coasts along on her family's success, Charlotte is carving her own path. She is the most dominant woman in No Limits Wrestling history, and let's face it, she should be admired. Well, my job here is to make sure she is the champion, because hey, we can both benefit from this. We make the money, the rest of you get to the back of the line, because I have a feeling that Alexa and Charlotte, this partnership, is pure bliss.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you, mate.
I'll tell you what, Wade Barrett is fast becoming an unstoppable force in No Limits Wrestling. Just ask William Regal what happened just then. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see the brand new Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins. Now first of all, let's remind you how he won that championship. It was a best of 5 series with the Demon Finn Balor. The first matchup, Rollins won with his feet on the ropes. The second matchup, it was a submission match that Balor won. Third match, no disqualification, Seth Rollins wins. Fourth match was a tables match, so going into Unchained it was 2 apiece, and this time it was a ladder match in the final deciding match in the best of 5 series for the Intercontinental Championship. And on that night at Unchained it was Seth Rollins walking away with the Intercontinental Championship, and by having that title, a guaranteed shot anytime he wants for the World Championship, so long as he keeps hold of the Intercontinental title. And now that he's the new champion, he had the night off this past week, but tonight was his first appearance with the championship, and he had something to say to the entire NLW audience. I have still not fully recovered from what was a war. A war with one of the best wrestlers in this company, Finn Balor. But if you want to know about the ability of Finn Balor in that matchup, just look at who the champion is standing now. Now I'll give him all the credit in the world, he is a top competitor, that's why he's challenging for the World Championship at Insurgents. But who has the golden ticket now? I do. With this championship, which I won 3 out of 5 matches to win, this championship title gives me a ticket to challenge for the World Championship anytime, any place I want. So Finn Balor could go to Insurgents. He can win the championship. Maybe AJ Styles is gonna win it. Punk could retain. Michaels could win it. I don't care. If they're beat up, if they're bruised, if they're at the point of exhaustion, I can swoop on in, tell the referee to ring the bell, and I can become the champion. Like that. I feel like I've come a long way since I debuted here in this company. And I'm sure even my detractors would agree that I deserve to be the Intercontinental Champion right now. And I know that I have this opportunity, this huge opportunity in the palm of my hands. But you know what? I'm no coward. I'm a fighting champion. And I want to prove that I deserve to be the champion right now. So come one, come all. I'm challenging anybody in the back. Who wants a shot at Rollins, huh? Who thinks they can take this championship from me? He seems confident. And that doesn't surprise me. He had a fantastic match against Balor at Unchained, but who is going to answer the open challenge? It's a huge opportunity for whoever does take it, but who will it be? ultimate opportunist, the rated R superstar, Edge. And he debuted this past week. Everyone expected him to go in and win the Battle Royal. He took the opportunity after there was a vacancy in that matchup. Of course, he didn't win. However, here tonight, he has a huge opportunity on his hands. He looks like he's ready. And it looks as if he wants to be the one to challenge and take the title from Rollins.
Congratulations are in order. Well done, Seth Rollins. You are the champion. Now I'm going to say something that I didn't have a chance to say when I debuted this past week. I'm here in NLW for one reason, and that is to become the man. And as much as you like to spout out that you're the man, I am the man. I've led a lengthy career. I've been facing wrestlers like Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho. I've had my highs, God knows I've had my lows, but one thing has remained the same. I take every opportunity that comes my way, and that is exactly what I did this past week. And although I wasn't successful, I'm damn sure I'm not going to piss and moan about it. I'm going to be here challenging you for your championship. And as we followed very similar career paths, let me tell you one key difference. You talk, I back it up. You won one ladder match, Seth. I've been in dozens. This is your first championship in No Limits Wrestling. I've held dozens. Yes, you will get better with time, no doubt about it. And we've already seen here in this company how much you've grown over the past year. But I'm the Rated R superstar. And I was having 5-star matches before you even graduated high school. So don't tell me who the man is. I let the opportunity that I had this past week go to waste because I got complacent. I didn't realize the caliber of talent that was here in this company. But now I do, Seth. And I swear to God, I'm not underestimating you. But you sure as hell can underestimate me. I can tell that already. You called an open challenge. Who the hell can challenge the mighty Seth Rollins? I can! I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm here to become the world champion. And I'm gonna start off by knocking you down. And I can tell by the way I wiped that smug grin off your face when I walked out here that the truth hurts, and you're gonna find out that so does a spear. From me.
Wow. Well, I guess that sets the record straight. He's here in this company for one reason, and that's to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And he certainly wants to use Seth Rollins as a stepping stone to that achievement. But first of all, he has to get through Seth Rollins, and that's not been easy as of late. And I can see Seth Rollins in the ring, clutching his championship. I don't think even he expected the level of competition that was going to answer his challenge. But he may have shot himself in the foot. Seth Rollins has made the challenge, Edge has answered, and Edge wants the Intercontinental Championship.